Well, tell me about this deal. Let's talk about the deal that you have, and let's see if I can help you.
Yeah, the deal is in Maryland, in Oakland, Maryland.
Mm-hmm.
So I've spoken to the homeowner, and she's a motivated seller. She's ready to sell. She posted the deal on Zillow for $95,000. So I was able to negotiate to 72,500, and she's ready to sell.
Okay,
And
okay, go ahead.
okay, and the Z estimate of the deal is like 134,000. Like the comes of the deal, the comparables in that area is around 138, 135.
135?
So yes, 134 and above.
And above, okay.
Yes.
Okay, so I am not a very good coach. I just know how to do deals. So what I'm going to do in order to make it easy is I'm going to walk you through what I would do to analyze the deal. And the first thing we got to do is, before we do anything, what I have in my mind is what is my exit strategy? A lot of people, what they do is they think about wholesaling right away, and wholesaling being their only strategy. But most of the deals that you're going to come across, they're not going to be a good wholesale deal. Wholesale deals are very, very rare to find. But they become more common if you do heavy marketing. But there's still deals that you can make work, even if it's not a wholesale deal. So the first thing I'm trying to find out here with the deal that you have is what is our exit strategy? What can we do with this deal? So in order for me to do that, I have to take a look at the numbers. So do you mind texting me the address so I can take a look at it?
Yes.
Just send it there via
I can text you the address.
Yeah.
Do you want me to send it now?
Yes, please send it now so I can run some numbers here.
Okay. I'm coming, please.
Okay. Okay.
Did you get it?
Let me check.
It's on the chat.
Okay. It's on the chat here. Okay, yeah, I got it. I see it here. Okay, let me go ahead. So what I'm going to do, so I'm going to go through the deal, and this is why I wanted to record the call, so that you can kind of see what I do. So let me get my systems here up and running. While this is loading up, I'll just give you a little bit of an overview. what the possibilities of a deal might be at the end, but we don't know. We don't know yet until we start going through the deal and stuff. But the last
Okay.
option is wholesaling. Okay, that's the last option. But as you and I know, that's what we want. We want to see if we can put a wholesale deal together.
Yes.
Another option we may have is we could do like a flip. You might be able to flip this house, and if that's a possibility, I will let you know that. And another possibility, of course, is going to be speaking with a real estate agent that since this is a for sale by owner, you can get a contract with the seller, and then contacting a real estate agent and just kind of working with the real estate agent to see if you can list the house and the agent can sell it. That can be also it can make you a little bit of quick cash
Is that not wholesaling?
Say again.
Is that not wholesaling? The last option. Is it
No,
not
that's not.
wholesaling?
That's not wholesaling. You will just work with an agent for the agent to sell it at retail on the MLS.
Oh,
So it's
okay.
not. It wouldn't be wholesaling. So those are just some of the possibilities. Tell me real quick about the. So how did you find this deal?
I found it on Zillow.
So you were just looking through Zillow?
Yes.
Okay.
And I saw the house was posted by the owner. So I have
Okay.
lots of other deals like that
Okay.
I've been speaking to the owner. And I have like 2, 3 that is almost like very getting close to be under contract. Yeah.
Okay. Good. Good. So when you talk to the seller, why does the seller want to sell?
Yeah, I think she told me the house was owned by the daughter. So it's like they want to move from the house. She does not own the house, the daughter owned the house. So I don't think the daughter live in the house. So she wants to sell the house so that she can move.
And where is she moving? Way out of town or somewhere nearby?
I didn't ask her that.
Okay.
And
Let
I
me tell.
asked if, sorry to cut you short, I asked if there is any lien on the property or any back taxes. She just told me is this year taxes that is on the property that they are owing for this year. Aside that, everything is fine.
Okay. Well, let me tell you why I'm asking you those questions is we have to find really big motivation to determine the motivation. The greater the motivation, the better the deal. Let me just put it that way. If somebody gets really, really desperate, then that's going to be really good for you. So let me, I'm going to run some numbers here and see what this property might be worth. It's a single family house.
Yes.
Okay. I'm just looking here. So I'm going to paste it here. I'm going to check realtor.com. I'm going to check Redfin. I'm going to check Zillow. And I'm also going to check this this other software that I have. There are two things I always check for, and that is the potential resale value and then the potential rental or income value. So that's what I'm doing that now.
Okay.
So if you bear with me, I'm just posting that into a software here. So you could also, another exit strategy, you could do a lease option. We can rent it with the option to purchase.
Okay.
So that way we can sub rent it to somebody and then start generating cash flow, which is a really great strategy.
So how do we pay the owner?
Say again?
How do we pay the owner, the homeowner?
How do we pay the owner on that? Well, the tenant moving in will give you money to move in, and from there we will pay the owner. So if we're leasing it, so we can say to the owner, hey, would you consider leasing this property to me for a short period of time while I work on the details of the purchase? So you should write that down. Can I rent this property from you for a short period of time while I work on the details of the purchase?
Okay.
Okay. So I'm just looking here. Not everything has to be a straight wholesale deal.
Okay.
There's many things we could do. So I see on realtor.com, which is very accurate. It's worth probably fixed up $128,000, which is close to what you were saying. Then I'm looking at Redfin. Redfin doesn't have an estimate. Okay. Yeah, doesn't have an estimate. Then it's listed. Oh, it's a nice house. I see it on Zillow. They're living in it. Okay, good. I like those kinds of houses. 95,000. I wonder. So it's been on Zillow for.
And she agrees to sell for me for 72,500.
72,500. Okay.
Yes.
So here's what we're going to do. What we're going to do is, how much is she agreeing to sell for?
72,500.
$72,500. Okay.
Yes.
And you have never written a contract before?
No. This is my first deal as a wholesaler.
This is your first deal. Okay.
Yes. I actually pay for, I don't need to tell you this, but I will tell you because I'm pained. But I just need to relay this to you. I actually pay a mentor that I saw on Facebook.
Oh man.
He advertised himself that, oh, if you are a new wholesaler, I can help you move your deal. I can help you close 1 to 3 deals or 3 to 5 deals. So he sent his website to me and he sold his package to me. So I picked the premium package, and he said, if you pick the premium package, it's going to coach you like hold you by the hands, coach you like help you close the deal, 3 deals before he leaves you to handle the rest by yourself. This is my first deal, and this guy just blocked me this morning on Facebook.
Oh, how much did you pay him?
The premium package was 1,000, and he said he was going to give me a discount of 200. So I paid 800.
You paid $800 and he blocked you.
I paid 800. After the payment, I was asking him to I need to see your face. I need you to put a face to our discussion. You are just shutting me up on Facebook Messenger. He said, why do I need to see his face? was asking me, why do you need to see my face? I said, I just
Wow.
paid. I need to see the person I'm talking to.
Yeah.
So when after much persuasion, he now said, okay, we had the call just once. And when we had the call, he said, okay, after this call, I should go ahead and work on deals. I said, I told you that I have not closed deal before. I don't know anything about closing deals. I don't even know how to find deals. They are telling me to go and work on what? If I know it,
Yeah.
I will not bother myself paying you. I don't know how to do anything.
Mhm.
Like I've been through
Yeah.
trainings in no selling, but
Mhm.
I just need to put it in practical. Like the way you're
Yeah.
explaining to me, this is what I was expecting him to do.
And you got it from me for free.
Honestly, so in fact, I was scared when I saw your post, and I said to myself, I hope this person is not like this
Oh
guy
man,
again,
yeah.
because I was so
Yeah.
scared. I've been scammed several
Yeah.
times. It's not the
Yeah.
first person. It's not the
It's
first
not the
person, and it's
first
so
person that
painful.
you've paid.
Yes,
Wow. Wow. Well, that is why I made the post on there, because I know a lot of people are paying these fake coaches and they're not doing any deals whatsoever. But we're gonna get this deal done. I think it's got potential. It really has potential. So I appreciate you, first and foremost. I appreciate you telling me that, and I am so sorry that he scammed you. That's a straight up scam. I know a lot of people try to do that, and it's so unfortunate that's going to happen. I will tell you this: I only make money. The reason I'm doing this group is not because I make my money selling courses. I don't have a course. I'm not a teacher. I am not a guru. I am not a mentor. I just know how to do deals. And I started seeing posts like what you just described. And I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna help some people. I'm just gonna start a little group and a mastermind, and we're gonna do deals together. And so far, I have about 150 people that have contacted me, and I'm only allowing a few people into the group that I think that they really need the help. I just want to help people. And let me just tell you the reason why I want to help. It's not because I have such a good heart. You might think that, but let me tell you my advantage. My advantage is this: if you close this deal, if I help you close this deal,
yeah,
if you make money, guess what? I can be your buyer and I can make money. So it's better to make money together than to try to sell you something and then give you videos or whatever, and then hoping that you go close deals. That doesn't make you any money. You know why? Because the essence of business is to have repeat customers. So I can turn you into a customer, because if we can close this deal, then you're going to come back and say, let's do it again. And let's do it again. And let's do it again until you're trained to do deals. And then once you're trained to do deals like small houses and stuff like that, then we can go into bigger deals. We can start doing some commercial real estate.
commercial,
Then
yeah.
we can join venture on deals where we're buying passive income deals, so you can build your wealth. So I'm doing this just so that I can connect with people. I can teach them how to do deals, but also we can build wealth together. It's better to invest together anyway than to do it by yourself. Because we can do, let's say one day we have a nice, apartment complex, let's say 200 units.
Mm-hmm.
All the people in the group, we can all buy it together and we can all make cash flow. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? So we can
yeah,
do a lot of money together. That's better than me selling you a coaching program for $800. I mean, that's not even that much money. It's a lot of money for you, but you can make a lot more money if you're actually doing real estate, if you're actually doing deals. That's where the money is made. So with that being said, let's talk about this deal, because we need to get it done. You got it. You got a commitment from the owner for
yes.
$72,500. So what we're going to do is I'm going to tell you something right now. I can write the offer. And
Okay.
what I need you to do is I'm gonna give you my email address. So what I need
Okay.
you to do is I need you to type an email to me, to that email address, and say
Okay.
something to the effect of, Ben, here is in writing a plan to get this deal done. Here's the plan. Step number one, you will write the offer, which I will write it, and then you can see how it's written. So that's why I'm doing it. And then number two, the commitment here is that when we get the deal done, we can get the deal done through my company, but you are going to get a wholesale fee. So on that email, you say, you're handing me over the deal for a wholesale fee that we will determine is going to be 70% ARV minus repairs minus your wholesale fee to not be less than $3,000. And let's say I want it to be more than $3,000, but I have to be honest with you right up front, because we may have to negotiate her down depending on how much we can sell the property for, depending on the market. So you know now off the bat that $3,000 you can make like that if I'm your buyer. Now, if we go and we find another buyer, we can go and do it differently. But let's just say that the property can sell. I see a property right now, right there. That's why I pulled up this on the software. I see a property at $355,000. Now, if that is our ARV, which it may be, then absolutely you're gonna get a very nice wholesale fee up to maybe $10,000, and that is just for a little bit of work. And I want to incentivize you because I want you to keep finding these properties and we can keep doing these deals. However, I don't want you to think $10,000, but then I can't pay you $10,000 as a wholesale fee. Now you should determine what the wholesale fee is. Okay, I am just coaching you how to determine the wholesale fee, but if you're the wholesaler, you need to determine the wholesale fee. Eventually, we won't do this. This is just so you can see the mechanics of it, and I can train you wholesaling. The way that you want to do wholesaling is you never disclose what you are buying the property for. You just tell me, this is the price, this is the ARV. Are you interested? And I will teach you how to do that. But because this is your first deal, I'm just teaching you how to be a wholesaler. Okay. Once you learn how to be a wholesaler, then you can do that. And then I can still buy your properties, but now you're the wholesaler. Okay. So we have to start 101 wholesaling. Then once you're trained up to do wholesaling, then you don't have to disclose what the seller is selling for. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. So what do you think? Give me your thoughts.
Yes, it's a good idea, but now if I'm going to hand this deal over to you, so how soon do you think it can be closed? Because it's like the property owner, she wants it closed in less than 30 days.
Mm-hmm.
How
Yeah, that
soon
can be
do
good.
you think you can work within the timeline? Because every motivated seller, they work with time. They have a reason why they want to sell, and they work
Mm-hmm.
with time.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
that was what she told me.
and yeah, if the deal is what I see here with the numbers, it will work. Now, what concerns me is that the property has been on Zillow for 30 something days, I saw, and at 95,000, and she hasn't been able to sell it. What that tells me is that this potential comp that I have here at 355, it may not work, because somebody would have seen it and said, hey, I can flip this property and I still have a good margin. So, and when you go into a market, you just kind of see what the activity, what investors are doing
No,
in the market. So we may.
she told me that several other people called her on the deal, and they'll try to like price the deal. She gave them a reasonable price, and they told her that they will pay at a certain date, but they never showed up.
Yeah, and that happens a lot. So you'll get used to that, because that happens a lot. Everybody just works on like a little bit of this for that, or tit for tat, and it never materializes. I don't do that. I just, if I'm gonna spend time on a deal, we need to close it. We need to close it, and we need to make money, because time is money. I can't be wasting time. So let's just go ahead, and what I'm going to do is, I have the address. Send me that email. And the reason I want you to send me that email is because I don't want you to think that I'm going to take advantage of you. Okay. I won't do that. I want to act with integrity, because we have a lot to prove. Because if I don't do that, then you're really going to think that everybody's a scammer. And I want to show you that we're not scammers. We just want to do deals. So send me that email and say, you have my commitment that I'm not taking this deal away from you. Okay. And what I'll do is I will reply to that email and say agreed. Okay. So that way you have it in writing, and we don't have to do a big contract and stuff like that. Eventually we can, if you want to. It's just up to you. What I'm thinking right now, if we get her down to 60, in the 60 range, which we can, after we send the contract. So we will send out the contract at 72,500. That way she can sign it. Whatever else we can do to bring her down, let's say to 68,000, anything that we can chip away from that price after, it goes towards the wholesale fee. Okay. So what I'll do is, I will get together with my partners, and we're going to start running the numbers for this deal. And then I'll get back to you to see where we need to be at, because I just find it unbelievable that I found a property for $355,000, and this deal is not locked up yet. So that gives me a lot of pause. It gives me a lot of, I need to figure out why. I need to know what I'm not seeing that other investors are seeing. So that's what I have to figure out. In the meantime, send me that email so we can start working on this. Okay. I'm going to text you now my email address.
Okay. Then I tried to negotiate it down to 60.
Let's lock it up. Let's lock it up first before we keep negotiating, because 72,500 might be a good number.
She told
I just
me,
don't know yet.
She even told me she can't go less than 70,000. No, 75, because initially she was telling me 75. So I told her I'm going to offer 60K. She said no, that she will never accept 60K.
Okay.
And I said, okay, what is your best price? She said she had other people telling her to accept 70, but she actually wants to sell to me. Because the way I've been communicating, I speak to her like every day, just to make sure that
nice, good job.
Yeah,
good job. You're doing a fantastic job there. Yeah,
I don't want her to believe that she's no more interested. So I try to keep that communication line going.
Yeah.
Yes.
We need to move forward.
So she told
sure.
me the least she can do is 75, but I told her, if you can lock it down at 72,500, what do you think? Is that a deal? She now said okay. But I now asked her, what about the estimate of repairs? She told me it should be around 7,000 or 8,000. But I just round it up to like 15K, because there are some other things she might not see that the buyer might see, that you might want to fix. So I just round it up to 15K. Like, okay, if the repair is 15 and she's selling at 72. It's still a very good deal. And the
Well,
comes around the place is like 128.
well, let me tell you something. I'm looking at the pictures, and I've done a lot of flips. Let me tell you, I've done a lot of flips. This property, the repairs are not $15,000. I will tell you that right now. It needs a brand new roof. It needs, if you look at the pictures, always look at the lines on the roof, okay? And if you see any kind of like bending in that line, you have significant damage that you got to repair. Then you also look at the edge of the roof, right? Where the gutters are, which is called the fascia boards, okay? Those right there, and this is just, I'm just coaching you. Those right there also give you an indication that you need a brand new roof. In addition to that, I see window units. So that means it doesn't have central heating and air. So that's those two items, a brand new roof is right now about, for that type of house, you're looking at no less than 20,000, just the roof. Okay. Then central heating and air, you're looking at right now about 10 grand. So 30,000 right there, just on roof and central heating and air. So as I go down into the kitchen doesn't look bad, but that is just the outside, the aesthetics of the house. The basement needs a ton of work. I can see that. But also the outside of the house, it needs a brand new paint job. It needs some boards and stuff. It just needs a nice rehab. I will say, to make this house nice, resellable, you need at least $60,000, at least. So that's what I'm saying. It's like, and I can tell without visiting the property that that's the bare minimum it needs. It does not need 50. You know, she's saying, well, 7,000. No, not. I don't think so. What can you do with 7 grand? You can't even just reshingle the house. You won't get somebody to just reshingle it for $7,000. And it needs, you can tell the picture, you see those shingles, they are fading. So even if you try to just reshingle it, and then if you see the side of the house, which is the second picture on Zillow on the left, where there's a red car, if you see the back of the house, under the awning right there of the roof, it's all moldy. It's molded right there. It's moldy. You see all the wires from the electrical, they're showing. You see all the internet wires. You see, there's just a lot of work. You need to make this house nice to be worth the time. A flipper will not go into a flip unless a flipper is making at least 50,000 for a project like this, at least 50 grand to flip. So now let's walk through the numbers. 60,000 to repair, plus $40,000 for profit for the flipper. So that's $100,000 right there off the top. Now let's, by some miracle, let's say that it will sell for the 350 that I saw. Let's just say that. Well, that is in a good market. So you have to price it competitively. You would have, let's say you wanted to sell to advertise it for 350, but it will sell for maybe in this market for $300,000, maybe. But it's more likely that it will be, if you need it gone fast, and I'm talking the very top of the market, 280. You can probably sell it fast for 280 if that comp is correct, 350. So now you're at 380 minus the $100,000. That is 180, okay, minus all of the fees and everything else. So let's just say 150. So 150, that could work. Now, if the comps, because I can go into Zillow here and I can see around the neighborhood, right? So what I have here is we have this deal for oh, where is it? Where is it? I lost it. 90. She's trying to sell it for 95, right? So
Yeah.
look at it real quick. So 95. Yeah, 95. And if you go around the neighborhood, you can kind of click on the listings to see what other people are trying to sell. See, here's a house. See, I'm going to show you here. 250 North 4th Street. Okay, it's just down the street from this one. Beautiful, gorgeous house. Brick house, brand new hardwood floors, a beautiful backyard, nice kitchen. It looks beautiful. It's for sale for $275,000. So that just blows the 350 that I was telling you for a comp that I saw out of the water. You can't sell that house for 350. This one is beautiful and it's not selling for 275. I bet you it's been on the market for a long time. Yep, look at that. 215 days on Zillow. Listed by a real estate agent, which means the real estate agent has been marketing it because they want to get paid, and they don't get paid unless they sell it. Yeah. So no, this is not an easy deal. Here's another house, 375 down the street. It's got land. It's got first of all, the inside is really beautiful. 375. I guess you could upgrade it to try to squeeze more out of it, but it's at 375. It has not sold on Zillow for 116 days. So I want you to see those things. So whenever you get a property that you're looking at, look at what other flippers have already done. They've already bought it. The wholesaler already got paid. Somebody already bought it. They've already put a lot of money into it, and now they're advertising it to flip it, to sell it. Look at those prices and look at the rehab they did. And you will find very easily where they're pricing their property and the problems and challenges you are going to face when you go to list this flip to try to sell it. So they're facing issues because they haven't sold their properties, and one in like 216 days. That's a long time. And then the other one, 110 or something. So that's a very, very long time. You don't want to, no flipper is going to do that. No flipper is going to sit there for 216 days without selling their property. So that's how you evaluate. You evaluate how the market is moving houses. So based on that, our ARV, I would say, is not in the 350. Our ARV is like you're saying, is at 120, 130 maybe, but you have to list it for 120. So if that's the case and it needs 50,000 in repairs, then you have to buy this thing for 30 grand. It's not going to work. However, I need you to send a contract at 72,500 because we can do an inspection and we can show her the comps, and we can go with those comps and say, hey, look, nobody's going to make money here. We need you to give us another discount. And I know that she said, oh, absolutely not. I'm not selling it for 60 grand or whatever. Then I'll come back to you and say, okay, we can still give you the $7,200, but we need you to give us some time. Let us rent the house for a while we get, we come up with the financing. So send me the email. Step number one, send me the email. Step number two, just so that we have an agreement, okay, that we're working on this together. As you can tell, this very quickly turned into not a deal. But I'm going to show you how you can take these deals and turn them into deals, okay? Because that's the majority of the stuff that you're going to come across. The majority of the stuff, like I told you at the beginning of the call, is not a wholesale deal. This is not a wholesale deal. I just looked at the comps. But we can still turn it into a deal. Send me the email so that I can write up the contract, and then send it to the seller, and then you can communicate with the seller. My email address is in the chat here, so make sure you grab it so that we can get going on this one, because it might be a deal. And if we cannot turn it into a deal, that's fine. We can just send a cancellation of contract to the seller and say, you know what, it's overpriced, but that is a great education for you. We're not wasting time. Don't ever think that we're wasting time, because that's great education. I just showed you how to go through the numbers. I showed you how to look at pictures I just guesstimated, everything that we need here in this house. And I only went through the AC or heating, central air. I went through the roof, and I went through the basement, right? And then the outside, some of the outside items that I was able to see on the pictures. There are 4 things that you need to look at very carefully in a house: roof and structure. Okay. That includes the foundation, structure, the beams, the bones, roof and structure, central air and heating. Okay. And electrical systems, the electrical, and then the plumbing. If those 4 things are good, you have a deal. Out of what I saw, the structure is not good and the roof is not good, and there's no there's no central heating and air. That's not a deal. You see how I did that? Because those 4 items tell you if it's a good deal. Okay. So let me go through them again. Structure and roof. Number two is your central heating and air. Number 3, your electrical. Number 4, your plumbing. Anything relating to plumbing. Now, there's other big items that might affect the deal as well that are not related to the structure of the house, and that will be title. There's a lot of issues with the title that prevents a sale. Okay. And then you may have other items such as family problems and stuff like that you have to overcome. As a real estate investor, you're a problem solver. So make sure that that's your checklist for every house. It's your checklist. You have to check it off. Roofing and structure, central heating and air, electrical, plumbing, title issues, or debt against the house, and family quarrels. You have to check those off and make sure that they're either fixed or you have a pathway to fix them. If you have that, then you can put together a deal. Most wholesalers are not being trained correctly out there. They just say, ARV minus repairs minus wholesale fee, you have a deal. That's not true. Not true at all. Wholesalers are not being trained correctly. This is a great training. That's why I wanted to record it. You can go ahead and study this so you can see how I went through the deal and the things I was thinking about while I was looking at the house. And that's why I'm not a great coach, because I couldn't tell you this up front. It only came up as I was analyzing the deal, but I wanted to show you my logic so that you can start doing that as you go through deals. So go ahead and send me the email so we can send out a contract, and then we start knocking out all those 6 items. Okay, 6 items. So do you have any questions for me?
So now I'm going to thank you so much for the analysis.
Problem.
So I'm going to send email. So it's just going to be like a mail?
Like an email. Yeah, just an email. No PDF or anything like that. Just an email.
Okay.
I'm just going to post this to the group for them to join. Now that you and I talked, I'm going to ask other people to join us. Go ahead. Another question.
So we should what should be the ARV
The
now?
ARV here, I would go with the realtor.com, which is at 129. I mean 128,900.
Okay.
Yeah, but
So
your true
what
ARV. Go ahead.
what I might be getting on this deal is not like I'm getting a wholesale fee. So it would be more like a finder fee, right?
A finder's fee. Yeah, probably. Finder's fee. No, we can do a wholesale fee too. I mean, it just depends. It just depends. We need to overcome these 6 problems I outlined. Right now, as you know, we have a huge problem with the structure and the roof and the central heating and air. The flipper, whomever we're going to sell this to, boom, immediately they're going to point that out. They're going to point out that hey, I haven't even seen the property. Like I haven't even seen I'm a flipper, you know, I haven't seen the property and I'm like 50 grand right there, gone. So they're looking at the ARV 129 maybe, and they're saying minus 50 so far. Not a deal. I mean, I can tell you not a deal in like 2 seconds because I can see immediately what it needs and I know how much those things cost. So we have 2 options. If that's the ARV, we gotta buy it for a big discount, or we have to buy it on terms. So now that I don't think it's a good cash wholesale deal. However, it is very possible that we can make a terms deal out of it. And if it is a terms deal, we can even give the seller a little bit more money. Okay, but the first thing we got to do is send out that contract.
Okay.
Yeah. So send me the email so I can write the contract and we can lock it up.
Okay.
And within 30 days we can close, or you know, within 2 or 3 days we can go back to her and say, hey, this is the only way we can do it. We can do it.
So
If
are you
you
going to send the contract to her directly? Because she
No,
sent me her
I'll send it to
name.
you. No, I'll send it to you and then you can send it to her. I'll just
Okay.
write it. I'll just write it for you so you can see how it's done.
Okay.
Yeah. And we're going to have a training about how to fill out contracts and anyway. So we're just doing this because we have the timing that we got to do this right away, you know?
Okay.
So, but you're doing great. What you are doing is you're keeping up with her and you are getting her to like you and trust you. That is exactly what you have to do. Now, let me tell you one thing. It takes an average of 100 deals like this to get one wholesale deal. What you have to look at 100 properties like this to get one good wholesale deal. It's a lot of work, but when you do that, you make 20, 30, 40, 50 grand. You know, so, and you can look at 100 properties over, you know, maybe like 2 weeks. It's a ton of work, but you can do it. You know, so any other questions you have?
Yes, like I told you before now that I have some other deals I'm working on as I'm communicating with the homeowner. So I might be finalizing with one homeowner today. Can I get that across to you too?
Yeah, you can. Absolutely. Absolutely. Just message me directly. Any of you guys, and by the way, this is being recorded and welcome to everybody joining. But we've been discussing, you know, this deal that Joy has. So any of you guys, if you guys have deals, we just analyzed her deal and we came to find out that it's not a wholesale deal, but we still can make a deal out of it or turn it into a deal. So if you guys have deals, always you can message me directly. The point here is this is a mastermind and it's an active mastermind. I cannot teach classroom style is that it's just, I'm not a teacher and I'm not a guru and I don't have a coaching program to sell. But what I do is I do deals, and I've been a flipper for a long time. I've wholesaled a lot of deals that I don't like, deals that I don't want to do because maybe they're in the wrong side of the city or something. And I also have done a lot of virtual wholesaling. I mean, right now I'm in Florida, and we're doing Georgia, we're doing North Carolina, we're doing New York, we're doing California, we're doing Texas, Arizona, Utah, Colorado. I mean, you name it. We are doing a lot of deals in a lot of states. And so the number one thing to remember is you gotta think about taking action, because that's what this is only action. I can't sit here and just talk forever about what I think you should know. We walk through deals, and as we go through the deal, we figure out what you need to get that deal done. So if you have all these other deals, Joy, we can do the same thing. But the key here is what I showed you today. Now your responsibility is to go through the 6-point inspection, right? 6 points. Number one, you gotta get your eyes on the property, whether it is through pictures, Google Maps, or whatever. Look at the structure of the house and analyze if you're gonna need or you're gonna have any structural issues. You're gonna have to replace the roof, right? So foundation, the bones, the beams of the property. So that's item number one. Item number two, central heating and air. So look for air conditioning units on the windows, which this property has. Number three is you got to take a look at the electrical. You can't do that through pictures, but you could perhaps pull the permits, the electrical permits in the city, and kind of get an idea. That's a lot of work. I wouldn't recommend it. So you wait until you do an actual inspection. Number four, you got to look at your plumbing. Galvanized piping is very hard to flip a property that has galvanized piping, because you have to replumb the whole thing. It's a huge expense. I did that once. It was like 50 grand just to replumb the whole house. Very expensive. So that's number four. Number five, you got to look at the family quarrels. Are there any family quarrels going on? And that is going to prevent you from getting the deal done. And number six is going to be title issues. You got to analyze the title. So 6 items, you have to check them off. That's your list. Every property has those 6 items, and just write them down and go through them as a checklist for every property. And the more of those issues that you have, the cheaper the deal has to be. Now, if all of those issues are taken care of, and let's just say there's still, holes in the walls and stuff like that, but everything else is good, those 6 items. And let's say I bought a house, for example. I bought a house from the courthouse steps, which is an auction for lack of payment of taxes. I bought it, and I went in, and I am telling you, that the poor, I felt so bad. The owner died in the house. They couldn't move, so they had buckets of feces throughout the house. It smelled terrible, 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 terrible. Nobody wanted to buy that house, and I was the only guy that bought it, just because there was a mountain of feces throughout the house. But I looked at the foundation, I looked at the roof, I looked at the electrical, I looked at the plumbing, I looked at the title issues, and I looked at the family situation. All of that checked out. Nothing was wrong with any of those issues, any of those items. I ended up buying it. I bought it for $5,000. I ended up flipping that thing for like 130 grand in Jacksonville. It was a fantastic deal. All I did, you know what I did, is I hired a hazmat crew for, I think, 2 grand. They came and took everything out, all the buckets and stuff. They showed up with those suits and stuff, the masks and everything else. They took out whatever remains from the body they found and stuff, And now you walked into the house and they took care of the order inside, you know? So I paid like 2 or 3 grand, I think. And you walked into the house and it was like a brand new house. There was nothing wrong with it. It's just people have this mental thing. They don't know what to do, right? So always look at your 6-item checklist. If they check out, then you have a potential deal. So anyway, welcome everybody. I'm glad to see you guys here. This is your brand new mastermind. We are doing deals together. We are going to be sending a ton of offers. We're going to be analyzing a ton of deals. Just be patient with me because it's just one of me. And there's supposed to be 50 of you. But the principles never change. If you write those 6 things out and have them always in front of you as a checklist, when you do that, you're thinking like an investor. When you look at ARV minus repairs, minus your wholesale fee, you're not thinking like an investor. You're thinking like a wholesaler, 2 different things. You have to think like an investor because you want to sell your house to an investor and you want to know what they want to buy. So the 70% rule, it is absolutely valid. I like it. I do it. I use it all the time. But you have to know a little bit more, especially in this market, to where, you know, it's slowing down and buyers, cash buyers are more scarce and you don't know how to dispo your deals. So this call is being recorded and I'm going to share with you guys the call. So let me walk and talk about the structure that I thought about for this mastermind. Number 1, each and every one of you guys is supposed to be very new at real estate, never done a deal, with the exception of only 2 people, I believe. The reason those 2 individuals are in the mastermind is because they can help me whenever I'm not here. You guys have somebody who has some experience in real estate answering questions. If you have something pressing, they can kind of give you some guidance. So that's the reason that they're here. There's also 2 people in Florida that are in the mastermind, which is where I am. In Florida is pretty much my market. So, you know, I envision working with them closer in Florida because we can do local deals together. So that's the reason that they're here. But everybody else should be 1 person per state. And to begin with, and then once the mastermind really gets going and everybody gets to know one another, I envision there's a lot of people also that want to do deals virtually. I know we have 2 people that they want to focus exclusively in virtual wholesaling. So we're going to be talking about that as well. So, but let me talk a little bit, you guys, about the mastermind, and then what it is, why you need it, etc. Number 2, I want to give you guys an opportunity to introduce yourselves, and then you tell me what you need from me, what it is that will get you a deal, boom, before the end of the year. You want to make 20, 30 grand before the end of the year. You tell me what you think is you need, and then we can see if we can get you there. But in my opinion, it would be awesome that all of us can get a deal done before the end of the year. I think that would be fantastic. You go into Christmas, go into the new year, being a killer and knowing that you can crush 2023. So why do you need a mastermind versus a coaching program where, you know, somebody gives you a ton of videos and you just watch them and you have to still figure everything out for yourself? Well, a mastermind is different than a coaching program or a coaching course because of accountability. And because you have a deal, a live deal, you can contact me. And listen, I was telling Joy, I'm not doing this out of the kindness of my heart. I want to make a ton of money. The best way you have as a coach, you have 2 ways to make money. You can either sell a course to as many people as possible, or number 2, you can do deals with students. So I chose the latter. I want to do deals. I want you guys to make money because when you make money, I make money. Why? Because I can be your cash buyer. Plain and simple. I can be your cash buyer, or we can do a little bit of a daisy chain, which is I'll connect you to buyers. I have in my database, I want to say 500,000 cash buyers nationwide. We can dispo your deal. And I'm talking hedge funds. I'm not talking just little fish. I'm talking these people are hungry to get deals. One of my cash buyers, she is she's worked with a lot of hedge funds, and she manages a lot of hedge funds. And one of them is a celebrity hedge fund in Miami, based in Miami. And you have celebrities who have a ton of money, and they put it into a hedge fund, and they assign this person to go and just start buying deals so they can do capital preservation. In the world of real estate, you will find that people have two problems: too much money or not enough, right? But the people that have too much money, they have one problem, and that is capital preservation. They cannot keep their millions and millions and millions in the bank. So they rather put it into real estate. So they don't mind buying deals for above 70% ARV, as long as they can see a market appreciation and so forth. So that is just one hedge fund lady that I have in my network. But we have about 500,000 people like that nationwide that buy these properties. So that's why you need a mastermind, because you can use my resources, I can use you guys' resources, and we can do deals together, and we can be accountable to one another. The one thing that I want to say right off the bat is we will not tolerate people not wanting to do deals. If you're in this mastermind, you need to want to do deals. You need to put yourself out there, and you need to start doing deals. You can't be scared. I was in the Navy. I joined in 2009, and I remember going to boot camp, and I forgot that the Navy spends most of their time in the water. I guess I forgot. I don't know. But when it came to boot camp, they take us to like a platform, like a diving platform above a pool, and they force you to jump, just to mimic a jump from an aircraft carrier, the top of it, into the water in case of fire or whatever, so, or in case you fall, what to do. And so you go up, and if you don't jump, they throw you in. They push you in. So imagine this mastermind is just like that. We're going to go up the ladder and stuff like that. If you don't want to jump, we're going to throw you in, because you are going to make money in this mastermind. And I want you guys to picture that, envision that, and make sure that you are expecting to make a ton of deals, make a ton of money in this mastermind, because it's absolutely possible. You are going to be a successful wholesaler, but also one of the things that I think you guys want to do here is to build wealth and create passive income through real estate. That's what I focus on. That's what I like to teach, is passive income through real estate. So you'll hear a lot of training from me about that when I talk. That's what I like to do. I like wholesaling too, because it's quick money. But you can also build a large operation to where the business itself, not just the real estate, but the business structure, is creating passive income for you. So just depending on your goals, you might want to wholesale in every state, and that company is pushing passive income your way. So it just depends what you want to do. So that is all about the mastermind. Now, I want to hear from the first brave person that wants to tell me why you are here and what you expect to gain from this mastermind. Number 3, what you want me to teach you. Anyone? How about La Phone? Who's La Phone?
See, Sarah.
Sarah, how are you, Sarah?
Welcome.
Welcome.
Yeah. Hi. I'm one of the people that has done deals, but I wouldn't say
Oh,
like I've
good.
done deals. I bought some properties and I, I never sold anything, but I have.
Oh,
a
so you
couple
never sold, you
multifamily.
bought them, but then you never sold them.
Yeah, I buy and hold, but I want to.
Perfect.
Now I just kind of want to generate some cash because now I'm kind of like ran out of my resources, ran out of my money
Sure.
supply. And
Sure.
it's great. I have nice cash flow, but I have a full-time job that I'd like to quit.
What do you
I'd like
do?
I work in wardrobe and film and TV. I actually work in New York,
Sweet.
Oh, very cool.
but I'm from Detroit. So I
Sweet.
spend all my New York money in Detroit.
Oh, yeah.
And then
Nice.
I'd like to see about, maybe buying elsewhere, but I do love my hometown and I like to put these houses back in order. It's a great, there's still a lot of opportunity there, but
Yeah.
we'll see. I just like to learn how to source deals. I buy everything off the MLS and,
Okay.
I can be a little bit like, good at negotiating and working out some some discounts, but
Yep.
yeah,
So you're trying
I
to.
like your make some money by the end of the year idea.
Oh yeah, that's good.
We'll see.
That's good. Yeah. Well, this mastermind is absolutely free. The learning is free, but we have to make money together because we can't do it without getting paid. But the way we get paid is on the back end. If we do deals, we all get paid. So it's easier to do it that way.
That's fine.
What is your long-term goal? How many? I mean, you have already some properties. So what kind of cash flow do you want to increase that cash flow? What are you thinking?
Yeah, I mean, I'd be pretty happy with 20,000 a month. But I know it doesn't even seem like a lot of money anymore when I
Right.
do more studying and research. So
It really isn't nowadays.
right.
Yeah. Who was that? Was that?
I'm pretty frugal. I don't know. I'm not buying yachts yet or anything.
Yeah. I mean, living frugally definitely helps because you can put a lot more money into buying more and buying more.
Yeah, exactly.
Have you guys ever played the game Cashflow by Robert Kiyosaki?
No,
not yet.
No, I just finished one of his books, Rich Dad Poor Dad.
Oh, fantastic! Yeah, you gotta. That book was written as a pamphlet, it was supposed to do the selling for the game.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah, I actually listened to the audiobook. It was like 3.5. It was like almost 3.5 hours.
Yeah, it's a really good book. I listen to it every year at least once.
Oh, wow.
It just brings you back to the basics every time.
Nice. Yeah.
I'm talking to Andrew.
This is Scott.
Scott. How
In
you doing,
Colorado.
Scott? Oh, fantastic. Where in Colorado are you?
Colorado Springs.
Springs.
Yep.
My wife is from Pueblo. Yeah.
About 45 minutes south of me.
Yeah, that's right. Yep.
Yeah, we got about actually a few inches of snow last night.
Ooh.
Fun.
Yeah,
it's really fun.
Here.
Yeah, it's really beautiful there, the mountains and stuff. But I just can't deal with the snow. I mean, I'm in Miami Beach, and we just went to the beach yesterday, I think. Man, I just couldn't think being in the snow. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just not my thing.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. Like, I'm originally from Florida, but I was born in New York, so I'm already acclimated to the cold. But here's what people don't understand about. I mean, of course, Colorado in like the winter, it does get cold, but there's no humidity here, and the air's a lot thinner. So it may be like say 40-something degrees, but you just need like a shirt, a hoodie, and some jeans, and you're fine. Because I mean, it's not like the East Coast cold where it just goes right through your bones.
It goes through the bones, that's for sure. Yeah. Well, that's good. Tell me, what are your goals? You know, what do you want? Why did you join? And then what do you expect, or what would you like to learn here?
My main goal is just because I'm IT by trade, which I moved up my timeline to leave IT because of a whole bunch of like just inner office kind of politics. It wasn't worth my time, so I left that job last week. So my main thing is what to get into wholesaling, and first I want to get into wholesaling and build up some and build a capital, and maybe start doing some flips. But my main goal is get into office buildings, like medical office buildings.
Oh,
like,
fantastic! Yeah.
Yeah, because like my big goal is to be a doctor's landlord.
That's good.
I'm just trying to like figure out ways to create passive income, because I was listening to one podcast, and it's like you know you're successful, you know you're wealthy when you can stop working but you're still making money.
That's right. Yeah, Kiyosaki says that a lot. He says, hey, you got to do what is it, an asset? The definition of an asset is when the asset puts money in your pocket, whether you work or not. You can go away for a year, come back, and there's more money in your pocket. So yeah, absolutely, 100%. Anybody else? Let's see if I can call on somebody here. But there's no names here. Zoom user, who's Zoom? Angela is a national wholesaler. She wants to do deals nationally.
Hey, Benji.
How you doing? Let's see your face. Come on, you
ready
guys.
You're gonna see it next time. I'm getting ready for work right now.
That's the best time. Come on, it's the real time.
How are you? How's everyone
doing good? Doing good. Tell us about you.
Well, I can say like teenager, I always wanted to do real estate. Like it was just something in real estate. I'm like, I want to get houses, I want to flip them. But you know, you hear about everyone saying you need money, you need this amount of money, so much amount of money, to start in real estate. So I just let that go. And then I've been working like in healthcare all this time. I would say a few months ago, close to the beginning of the year, I kind of really started looking into it, watching different people, just paying attention to things. Right now I've been watching Flip with Rick. Like I watch them all the time. Like all the time. All the time. So
I have a good story about that.
So I really been sitting there looking and watching and paying attention. I'm okay, let me try this. Let me try to get into this, see what I can do. But I kind of noticed, and I want to try to call people because I get off work kind of late, and then I got to pick my kids up from school. So it's like I don't want to be calling the seller too late in the evening time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I recently I got a VA, so she's helping me out, right? Like she's been great. Excellent. We had a deal in Detroit, but it kind of fell through because, the seller, he had more than one wholesaler coming to him. He's telling us he haven't, but it was. So that fell through, but that's okay. I'm still pushing, keep going. Yeah. So, right now I just really want to, like I said, just get deals. Long term, I want to become a bigger investor to where, like I said, that dream I had when I was a teenager, I want to actually go buy my own properties, flip them with the team, and do everything that I want to do. So right now, we're hopefully going to lock something up in Georgia.
Good.
So
yeah.
Working on that right now. But
okay. Yeah, that's fantastic. Great hustle there. How much is your VA charging you?
She charged only have her for 10 hours a week. She charged 10 an hour, but she does everything.
10 an hour. Okay. That's not bad.
She does literally everything. Marketing, acquisitions, and she does dispo.
Let me touch on something because I think that's a great point that you make there. That I didn't cover earlier. As a mastermind, I want you guys to realize one thing. If we do deals together and we're a group, and we have the singleness of purpose that Napoleon Hill talks about, which is, let me even go back. I apologize. So let me tell you what, I don't know if you guys have listened to his books or read his books, but he is very adamant about illustrating the power of a mastermind. That's where I got the idea. I know that other people run masterminds and stuff, but I've been, listening to books and reading books since about this since 1998, something like that. So I've been at this for a very long time. My uncle actually used to buy tax liens and tax deeds in Texas, where I'm from. And so I was just a kid back then, but I've been in this environment for a long time. And I will tell you that the best strategy in real estate is to have a mastermind, because the mastermind in and of itself as a unit, as a single party, is very powerful. So let's just say everybody wanted to get a VA here so that VA can start making phone calls. Guess what? I have a lot of people that I can tap into to make your calls. As a matter of fact, I'm a co-owner of a VA cold call center in the Philippines. I have I think like 7 VAs with them, and they make all my calls and stuff. So as a group, we can even get a better discount. So let's just say most VAs will start at $6 an hour. Well, we can probably do half of that, maybe a little bit more than half. But now you have all your calls being made for you on a consistent basis. And we can do that because we're a group. So I want you guys to start thinking in terms of the things that we can accomplish as a group. Another thing would be, for example, I bought one time a restaurant, commercial restaurant. I didn't know the power of commercial real estate at the time. And I didn't know how to comp. I mean, it's hard enough to comp a house. Houses are the easiest things to comp. And still people have issues comping houses, which is, we're going to take care of that here for you guys. But it's the easiest thing. But when you go and you comp a restaurant, it's very hard. It was in Jacksonville, and I didn't know how to comp it. I just flat out, I bought it. I'm like, let's see what happens. So I bought the place, and then I put it up on LoopNet. I bought it, I think, for $14,000, and I posted it on LoopNet for $250,000. I had a lot of interest, but I just, it was taking too long for me, because I was used to only doing wholesaling, and so that was pretty fast and stuff. And this was like 3 months into it, and I was just barely, going back and forth, negotiating and stuff. So finally, a hedge fund approached me. It was just a bunch of lawyers in Florida. They bought commercial real estate, gas stations and restaurants and so forth. And so they said, "Hey, we like your restaurant. We want to make an offer." I said, "Okay, I can let it go for $230." And they said, "Well, our offer is $175, but that's net to you, net." And I said, "Okay, when can you close?" They said, "We'll close within 15 days." Long story short, they did. And when we closed, we went to the title company and we closed, and I got paid and stuff, and so when you think about it, bought it for 14 grand, sold it for 175. What is my return on investment? Enough, right? It's enough. You don't need any more than that. So I went and went to the title company, got my money. And the lawyers asked me, they're like, "Hey, can we take you to lunch?" And I said, "Sure." Went to lunch, and they're like, "Can you teach us how to find these deals like that?" And I said, "Well, maybe." So anyway, so when we were having that conversation, I said, "Hey, look, I think you guys overpaid for this property. If I was going to be honest." And they're like, why do you think that? And I said, well, because I bought it really cheap. Remember, I was still a newbie at the time. I had done a lot of deals, but in terms of commercial, I was very new. And the main guy, he tells me, I think that you could have made a lot more money, but because you don't know how to comp. He told me that. He's like, I don't think you know how to comp. I said, okay, tell me, what do you do? And he's like, I bet you went and you started comping based on what other places sold for. And I said, well, there was nothing for sale, so I was just kind of guesstimating that. But yeah, that was my thinking. And he says, you don't comp real estate, commercial real estate that way. And I said, well, how do you do it? And so he says, it's based on traffic. Based on traffic, you have a McDonald's sitting to your left. You have a Dunkin' Donuts sitting to your right. Across the street, you have a Taco Bell. And your restaurant is sitting in the middle of all these places. So you have national companies, multinational companies, investing in that specific block of the street where you are located, and you gave it away. I'm like, okay, what's it worth? I asked him. He says, that property is worth $1.7 million. We literally paid you only 10% of what you could have sold it for. And I thought, wow, it's amazing. So be open to learning, because, you know, that's me. I'm a newbie. I'm still a newbie, you know, even though I've been doing it since 1998, I always consider myself a newbie. Because of things like that. The minute I think that I know something, I know I'm going to miss something, and I'm going to walk away from $1.5 million, as I did with this property. I walked away from $1.5 million, you know, and that would have been really nice. Second thing that Sarah was talking about, she's in a place where you know, she needs to generate some money to buy other properties. One of the things you will hear me say a lot, let's go back to the restaurant example. I could have sold that place for $2 million. How could I have done that deal? Well, what I should have done is I should have offered seller financing. So I invested $14,000 into it, right? By the way, that was a financial friend of mine who made a really great return on her money. Because she gave me 14 that I needed, but I paid her back 20. So I don't know what percentage that is in like 4 months. So she made a lot of money. She, by the way, she was a real estate broker, and ever since then she got into investing because she's like, man, this is better than being a broker. I said, I know. So what I should have done is I should have asked for $50,000 down. And then I should have taken $2 million over time, over maybe 10 years. And that would have been a better deal. So one of the things, Sarah, that you're going to hear me talk about a lot is, and I was talking to Joy about this, is let's just say there's no deal, right? There's no deal going on. You can't wholesale it. Well, you still paid for a VA. You still went and negotiated. You still wasted your time. If you walk away from it, it's a waste of time, right? But what if, I'm gonna hopefully blow your mind. What if you can go back to the seller and say, you know what? I'll give you your asking price, but you give me your terms, right? My terms. You give me my terms. So I can give you this example with Joy. She has a $96,000 asking price for her property, for this property she's looking at. I personally don't think that's a wholesale deal, because I went through the numbers and stuff. So let's just say we offer 50,000. She's not going to take it. We can come back to the seller and say, hey, we'll give you the 100,000 that you want. You have it for 96, but we'll give you 100,000, right? Why would you overpay? Well, because how many of you guys here would love to buy a property, say in Miami Beach, beachfront, for $300,000? Point is, is that 30 years ago that was possible, but today it isn't. You can buy something for maybe $1 million beachfront. Why? Because the property appreciated over time. Yeah, we had 2008 and so forth. Market went down, but now properties are worth a lot more than 2008. So you can see that over time, properties appreciate in value. So you can always give people their asking price if they give you terms. So in the example of the restaurant, I could have financed that restaurant for $5 million over the course of 30 years, which in commercial real estate, you don't get that long of a financing. You typically get 5 years, and then you have to go get a loan from the bank and then cash the seller out. That's the typical 5-year seller carry. But because I was the owner, my name was on title, I could have done whatever I wanted. And now that becomes generational wealth, because I could have done 5 million over 30 years and they would have paid it. They would have paid it. That is a thriving restaurant today. I think it's, at the time, this is like 6 years ago probably. At the time it was worth 1.7, but today that place is probably worth 2.5. So you can see how in a very short period of time it appreciates by almost another $1 million. So I want you guys to think about that. And I want you to go back to your sellers. And if you don't have a wholesale deal, go back and ask for terms. You're going to hear me do that all the time. And like I said, I can be your buyer for a cash deal, but I can also be your buyer for a terms deal. So think about that in terms of not wasting opportunities. You're already talking to these guys. Might as well make a deal out of it. Any questions at all from anybody?
Benji, I have a quick question.
Mm-hmm.
I missed one of your 6 you did earlier. I have foundation, plumbing, electrical, shoes, and title. What was the other one?
Let me see if I remember the order. So structural and the roof.
Okay.
That includes the foundation, basement and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Number 2, this is your checklist, right? 6-item checklist. Foundation and roof, bones of the house. Number 2 is central heating and air.
There you go. Okay.
Yeah. Number 3 is electrical.
Mm-hmm.
Let me talk a little bit about electrical. I'm going to give you guys a super strategy right now. You can do this right now. A lot of people say, oh, somebody asked in the group, go in, see if I thought that everybody should have prop stream. The short answer is yes, but you don't have to. You can do it without prop stream. If you do, it's gonna benefit you. It's gonna benefit you. So I like prop stream better than batch leads, and I like prop stream better than really pretty much anything. The cold calling, somebody was making comments, which reminds me, I got to go through these questions that you guys were posting. But somebody was posting about the skip tracing. It's terrible on prop stream.
That was me.
Oh, that was you. Yeah. Don't use their skip tracing. Terrible. Here is one area where I can help you. The people that do my cold calling, they can skip trace, and we get a lot better results. Okay. So, and they charge a lot cheaper. PropStream charges 15 cents, I think. These people can do it for like 10 cents, and the hit rate is in the 70% of your list or higher. So that's really, really good. So let me give you a strategy before I forget. People want to go on PropStream alone and get their list on PropStream and then start cold calling that list. Well, you are in this mastermind to learn strategies that people are not teaching out there. I'm going to give you everything I've learned for 20 something years that I've been doing this, so that you can start making deals. And that's beneficial to me because we're making money together, as I explained. So one thing that I do, that I recommend you guys do, is item number 3, right? Is the electrical. I've been going through electrical. Go into, call the city, okay? Call the city. Get used to getting on the phone and talking to city officials, okay? Get to know them. They are your local mastermind. We are your virtual mastermind. You need a local mastermind, and that is going to be city workers. Get to know the people that work at the recording office. Get to know the people that work at the tax lien office, tax deed office. Get to know, more importantly, get to know the people. Do you mind if I mute you here real quick? You guys, just raise your hand if you want to talk real quick. How do I do this? I think like that. Okay. So get to know the people in your, can you guys hear me okay?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So get to know the local people, because you always want to fish in the pond with you know, there's obviously a lot of fish. So who's got the deals that you want to get, right? Two big lacks in the community teaching, which, by the way, Angela, I used to do deals with Rick Ginn here in Florida. He's right here in Palm Beach. We used to do deals together. And so we made good money with him. I used to do a lot of his marketing as well before his son took over. But anyway, you got to get used to being a marketer. If you're going to do wholesaling, you have to get really good at marketing. So understand the concepts of business to consumer marketing and business to business marketing. And then in real estate, we have something that no other industry benefits from more than we, which is business to government marketing. Okay, business to government marketing. So most businesses work off of either B2B, business to business, business to consumer, B2C, but we benefit from all those two plus business to government. So get used to doing all three forms of marketing. Those three forms are going to get you so far ahead. You will not believe it. If you do that, you will get a fantastic deal this year. I mean, this is not over. This is not over. Like a lot of people, oh, after Thanksgiving. Well, better start planning for 2023. I'm like, why? Dude, you can do a deal in a day. You know what I mean? So business, write down those three things: business to business, business to consumer, business to government.
Okay.
So B2G. Within government, think federal, state, city, municipality, whatever you have in your area, break it all down to the slowest denominator or the smallest denominator. You also have HOAs. That falls. HOAs are powerful because HOAs operate as a business, but they have the power of government. So they're a hybrid. They're a business and they're government. They have governing laws that if you break them, I mean, they can foreclose on your house. You know, they have the power to foreclose on your house. So get used to knowing the players that play the game. You can make a really good living by just understanding those three types of marketing. So let's go back to the electrical. The electrical, as part of your B2G, business to government, right? Get familiar with who approves any upgrade of the electrical systems. I'm going to tell you one thing. We are living in the greatest transfer of wealth the world has ever seen. A lot of people are going to die because they're older, the baby boomers, and they have already been dying. And most of those old folks own businesses, own homes that you are going to get. You're going to get those properties. One way to find those properties that no one talks about, as a matter of fact, what I'm about to say, I challenge you to find me a YouTube video. Not even Rick Ginn talks about this. You can go to this department and figure out one thing: who has old electrical panels that are not suitable for our modern appliances and electronic gadgets. And as a matter of fact, most cities around the country, when somebody's doing extensive rehab of a property, like let's say you have to do a full gut rehab, you have to pull a permit in many situations, because most of the guts of the property, I'm talking plumbing and electrical panels, they have to be upgraded. You will not pass compliance if you have an old electrical panel. So what you can do is go and scrape every single property in your city that has an older panel, and the owner is also older, right? And maybe that property is vacant. If you do that, you'll specialize just in getting properties that have old electrical panels, and that can be properties that you can wholesale. It's very easy, very, very easy to replace an electrical panel, but it's also not as expensive. So I think when I upgraded mine in my flips, I think it was like $3 or $4 grand, maybe $5 tops, and that is a really nice flip to do. And like I said, most of the cities in the U.S. are requiring homeowners to upgrade. Why? Because they don't want to fire. They don't want to fire in their in their cities, because people plug in a ton of electronics and the panel cannot handle that much load. So they're requiring people to upgrade these electrical panels. You can do that. I only know that because I've been flipping properties, and that's what they tell me. I go hire an electrician, and the electrician is like, well, I'm going to give you a piece of advice. And I'm like, okay, what is it? And he's like, you need to work on the electrical first before you do anything on the rehab. And that is a big, big mistake people make, is they go and start tearing down walls and stuff, and then they go to try to do the electrical last, and then they'll fail inspection. They cannot pass inspection, and they waste a ton of money because they didn't pull a permit. And then the city will have to come out and inspect, and it's just turns into a big old nightmare. So start with the electrical and you'll be okay. Number 4 is plumbing, right? Plumbing on your checklist. Number 5 is title issues. You can even go and start finding title problem properties and approach it from that perspective. That list is not on PropStream, okay? But you can go to the recorder's office of any county, and you can get familiar, B2G marketing, business to government, get familiar with the people that work at the recorder's office, so they can teach you how to find some of these properties online, so that you can pull that list and start marketing to them. And that list nobody is doing, right? And number 6 is family quarrels. I mean, it's a beautiful thing when you go and you can scrape people who are family members fighting with one another over a property, because you can come in and fix their problem, such as divorce, but divorce is everybody markets to that, but there's other issues that go on, such as somebody died and then they're fighting and stuff, and then the name didn't change, but you can see a small change, and it says family trust something, and so you just contact them. So you contact the owner. Typically they say something like John Smith Trust or something like that. And a lot of times that John Smith is still alive, but the property changed from a single owner to a trust. So you can approach those people too. So as you're going through your 6-point inspection that you're doing, think of things you could do. Now, final thing that I want to tell you guys that I think is really important. I'm recording a lot of stuff here so that we can start working. But let's go back to the B2C, B2B, B2G, business to government. Most people, and I'm saying, I would say almost all people are only marketing business to consumer. So they, as wholesalers. So they say, oh, as a wholesaler, you pull a list, hire a cold caller, and then you just call the owner, see if you can make a deal. Okay, that's B2C, business to consumer. And then they want to spice it up, and then they go to texting, or they go to, doing ads or something like that, as they get deals and stuff. But that is only one marketing approach, business to consumer. Business to business, I would say, is where it's at. The most powerful strategy, in my opinion, to get wholesale deals is when you, as a business, you are marketing to other businesses to send you properties. Hopefully, you get this concept right away. Businesses, in my opinion, that will help you get deals is the easiest route to go. Because number one, you don't have to spend money on marketing. And they're pretty much cooked up, right? They're the business that has the relationship with the homeowner can pass you deals all the time. So they're also evergreen. Evergreen marketing is very powerful. So what if you approached every roofer in your city and said to that roofer, hey, I'm an investor and I'm always looking for properties. And if you have some properties, I will pay you a referral of at least $1,000. So why not turn every roofer into a wholesaler to you? Why not turn water damage restoration companies into a wholesaler to you, a bird dog for you? Why not turn, service companies like that? These people, you got to remember, once a roofing company fixes a roof, they have to find another property and another property and another property. They thrive from property to property to property. And you know what their biggest pain is? Roofing companies get paid by the insurance. That's how they make their big bucks. So let's just say that a roofing company is running a marketing campaign. Hey, free inspection for your roof. That's what they do. You guys probably have seen roofing companies advertising that. And they come out and they inspect the roof. When they go talk to the seller or the owner, guess what? The owner is going to say, well, can you give me a deal? Because I don't have insurance. Now, if you know anything about real estate, you will know that if that person has a mortgage, the mortgage is going to require them to do what? To have insurance. So when they don't have insurance, that means they probably own that property free and clear. Hope you guys can follow that logic. Now, the roofing company does not need nor want that job. Why? Because they have to give that owner a very significant discount. So they just don't do it. They don't do that job. They just move on to the next one. It's a numbers. Everybody says it's a numbers game, right? Well, it's a numbers game for a lot of people. So what if you can contact every roofing company and say that very thing to them? I know this is what you do, and I know these kinds of customers are not the customers that you want. What if you can send me, they already talked to them, they already got their phone number, they already got their information, the address, everything. They've already been to the house, right? What if you can give me that information? I go close the deal and give you a referral fee, right, for your efforts. Then you get into, well, maybe they're just inspecting a leak. Yeah, but they could also have had a tree fall on their house and they've got to fix it. So think about it. If they had a tree fall on their house and they don't have insurance, nor do they have enough money in the bank for the repairs, what's their options? Like, really, what are their options? Because that kind of repair is costly, say 10 grand, right? And along you come and say, hey, I'll take care of that. I'll just buy your house. And you can buy the house. I've done so many deals like that. It's unbelievable. That to me is the best way to get deals. It's not just roofers, it's realtors. You get a ton of deals from realtors because you can do terms. First of all, approach it with terms, but then also wholesale deals. You can approach professional people like lawyers. Lawyers need your help because they don't have investing experience and they cannot buy. This is huge. They cannot be in the real estate business in terms of like their clients bringing deals to them. So if you're a real estate attorney, you can't give advice to somebody that is going to benefit you by buying that property as an investment property. You can't do that. So they need people like us to come in because they know it's a good investment and so forth. And they'll give you referrals. To me, start with business to business, then business to government as a marketing strategy, then finally business to consumer. You can do all three. I recommend all three at once, but if you had to pick one first and then the other, that would be the order by which I would do it myself. Any questions about that? Anybody?
Sounds good.
Good. I like that. Okay. Any comments about anything we've discussed? I think we should wrap it up and get to work. We have a lot of work to do. I have a question for you guys, and you can put it on the chat there. How are you generating deals right now? Business to business, business to consumer, or business to government? And you are the business, even if you are cold calling yourself, tell me that. Or if like Angela, she's got a cold caller already.
Yeah, I'm doing my own cold calling. I'm doing more consumer.
Consumer, okay. Business to consumer is very tough because everybody's doing it.
Yeah.
You guys stick with me. I'm gonna make you ninja marketers. You're gonna have deals coming out of your ears.
And
I think you guys.
I'm ready for it, Benji.
And I think you can close your first deal here before the end of the year. I think you can have a deal in 10 days. I really think you can do 10 days. We should do like a 10-day challenge.
Absolutely.
I mean, I can get a deal today, if I wanted to. Do you guys want me to tell you what I would do to get a deal today?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Oh, I like that picture, Sarah.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, Granada, Spain.
Oh, fantastic. I've been to Spain with the military. So that was fun. We just landed at the Air Force base there.
And
Or was it a
didn't
Navy
go
base,
further.
Yeah. So the way I would get a deal today is very, very, very simple. Very simple. Number one, you have to. I know that we do everything virtual today. We do so many things virtual today that it sort of hinders us to do the activities that humans used to do just 30 years ago when there was no online as the primary way to do business. So it would be people. And what I would do is I would pick the most effective thing out of those three things according to my city. So I will talk about my city or my state here. I know in the state of Florida, we have a system of taxing property that is based on a tax lien system or a tax deed system. And so what I would do is I would go and call the county right now. I get off this phone call and I would call the county As a matter of fact, let me do it right now.
Ah,
Let's get a deal. Let's see. I'm gonna call, let's see, let me pick a county here in Florida. So I know that the courthouses here in Florida, they're called the department. So you have to figure this out in your state, but it's called the clerk of courts. Clerk of courts in let me pick a county. Broward, which is very close to where I'm at. Now let's see if we can find a deal.
Welcome to Brenda D. Foreman's Broward County Clerk of Courts Public Information Line. Your call may be monitored for quality assurance. For faster service, we encourage you to visit our website, browardclerk.org, to access
Can you
fine
guys hear
payment,
that?
driver license status, driver license reinstatement, and court case information. Please listen carefully as our menu options have changed. For specific information on traffic, misdemeanor, and felony cases, or if you would like to verify a court date or warrant on an already existing criminal or traffic case, press 1. For specific information about a divorce, family, or circuit civil case over $15,000, press 2. For additional clerk of courts divisions, including circuit civil, family, county civil, probate, mental health, domestic violence, parking, marriage, child support depository, jury duty, and archives, press 3. For hours and locations, press 4. For other external agency contact information, press 5. To hear the main menu greeting options again, press 6.
Too big. Didn't give me the option I wanted. Let me call a different county. Hold on. I want the
tax lien.
the tax lien offers, yeah.
But that's cool. They're just like, oh, you want to find out about divorce and probate? Push this number.
That's right. Push this number. Yeah, get familiar with that's what I'm saying. You start at business to business and then business to government. Not only because it's the cheapest, but because they can teach you stuff. You're trying to learn. You can't just get all the learning from one source. You want to get it from the horse's mouth. Everybody that buys or sells a property, what do they have to do? They have to make it legal. They have to go through the courthouse. Everybody. Nobody gets away with not recording a deed. Otherwise, it's not valid. So you got to do that. So Putnam, you go through this is a smaller county. So let me just go do this. This is something I have to do anyway, because I'm always looking for property. So I'm just showing you what I do. Let's see here.
Are you familiar with lot splits?
No, what is that?
No, a dude that I met on another group. He showed me. He was actually going over how to do an administrative lot split. If you see a house that's like for sale by owner, and you look at the actual lot size and you look at the zoning, if it's an R2, you could actually split that lot and get that free piece of land as. And actually use that piece of land actually to sell it to a builder, or actually just use that as a.
Oh wow! Yeah.
The land itself as your capital to actually build on.
Yeah, that's neat. That's neat. Never done it, but I've heard of it. Yeah, there's so much you can do in real estate. Hello?
Enforcement speaking. How may I help you?
Code enforcement, you said?
Yes.
Yes. Hello. My name is Ben, and I'm trying to figure out if there's a way that I can look up a your properties that have violated a code, like a code violation properties.
You would have to actually request a lien search. Are you on what property?
Say again, on what property? Yeah, no,
Yes.
it just all the properties in within the jurisdiction here that have violated code enforcement.
Oh, you want just a list of them?
Yes, ma'am.
I don't think there's any. I think you just hold on just 1 second. Okay?
Yes, ma'am. Mm-hmm. So what does a wholesaler do? A wholesaler finds problem properties, right? So you can go to PropStream, right, and try to find problem properties like code enforcement, but why do that? Their list is outdated. Who has the freshest list? Wouldn't you guys agree? The county?
Yeah.
And she just said, let me see if I can get you a list. Okay. Sometimes you do have to pay, but most of the time they don't charge you. So let's just see what she says. And I saw that because I was looking for the tax deed office.
Sir?
Yes, ma'am.
There's not a way to look up just, or we'd have to have specific address.
Mm-hmm. So is there like a public record request to where somebody can like run a search and tell me like if there's like all the properties that violated a certain ordinance or a certain code?
No.
Okay. I know in Duval County we're able to do that. So do you think that I can talk to another department that might be able to do that?
We handle all the code violations.
Okay. So, okay. What would you recommend I should do? If I wanted to find all the properties, say that are unsafe to enter, let's just say that.
I have no idea. Like I said, you would have to go on to Citizen Serve or the website.
Okay.
And just property by property, just put an address in and look up, that way.
Citizen
That's the only way I know
Serve. Okay. Do you think I can call the city of Palatka and maybe they would have something?
It would only be within city limits.
That's right. So then I would have to probably go city by city. That'd be easier than property by property, maybe.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. I will call the city. But do you have the phone number to the tax deed office?
Tax deed office.
Mm-hmm. Their phone number. Okay. Thank you. I appreciate you.
No problem. You have a good day.
Likewise. Bye-bye. This is why it's called business to government marketing.
Yeah.
It's just marketing. They have to like you. She doesn't like me enough to go through the work of finding them for me. But they can do it. Okay, they can do it. Let me see. Here's another extension if I wanted to do keep pressing the code enforcement. There's another phone number. Speak to probably somebody else. That's what I would do. But let me see if I can get the number for the tax deed. Let me try. Hold on. Yes, go ahead.
Hey, I have pulled like a couple of my tax liens before, but like when I try to get them skip traced, so I'm glad you said that, like they would pretty much come back with nothing. So now you said when we get our list, we can send it to you and you can have a skip trace for us.
Yeah, I can have my people skip trace anything you guys need. If you need cold calling, skip tracing, and even do like even a deeper search, I can help you guys get all that done. Because one of the biggest headaches that you will have as a wholesaler and running this is management. You have to manage the VAs. You have to and it's a lot of work. That is very annoying to me, is management. So yeah, send them to me.
Okay.
Main phone number is, let me see here. You guys get the gist, but I want to be able to talk to these people so you guys can hear.
Thank you for calling the office of Danny J. Schiff, Levy County Clerk of Court. If you know your party's 4-digit extension, you can dial it at any time. Our business hours are 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday. For jury duty, press 1. Traffic, press 2. Civil, child support, probate, press 3. Misdemeanor felony, press 4. Recording, press 5. Public records, press 6. And juvenile, press 7.
So that was public recording, or?
Yeah. Oh, here we go. I got it.
Good morning, clerk's office.
Yes, ma'am. I'm trying to get the tax deed office.
Okay, you need the recording department. Let me transfer you down there.
Thank you.
Clerk's office is Jennifer.
Yes, hello. How are you, Jennifer?
Good, how are you?
Good. I am calling because I'm interested in buying some either tax deeds that are going to the auction, or also if you guys have any that didn't sell at the auction.
Well, right now there's only 2 on the list of land that haven't sold in auction, so you can look at those on our website. Otherwise, you just have to wait for auction and come and purchase them at auction.
Okay.
Our next auction is on the 12th.
Okay, so how do I find the ones that didn't sell?
You go to our website, levycourt.com.
Okay.
And click on online service.
Okay.
And then at the bottom, click tax deeds online.
Okay.
You accept the disclaimer, and then it'll bring you to the tax deed site. And then there's some tabs. There's one almost to the end. It'll say lands available.
Okay.
And that's where you'll click, and you'll see the 2 properties that are available.
Gotcha. Okay, I'm here now.
And if you want those, you contact tax collector to purchase those.
Okay, so I would have to call you guys and let you know, hey, I'm interested in this one. So I'm there now, and I see one. The case number is 2406.
Well, there's only 2 under the lands available.
Right. That's the one I'm looking at.
Right. So if you're interested in them, you have to call the tax collector, not me.
Oh, the tax collector. Okay. And what do I ask them?
Just tell them that you're interested in the case number and tell them it's the lands available, and they'll tell you how much it is, and you'll pay them if you want it.
I see here that is the base bid starts at $15.45. That would be around the amount that we would buy it for, right?
Give or take. That's how much it went to auction for. Depending on how long it's been there could be additional taxes. Like I said, tax collector will be the one to give you that information.
Okay. And what is the phone number to the tax collector? If you have it, please.
352. 486.
486. Okay.
5172.
5172. And how long do you guys keep these on your records before they go somewhere else?
They sit on the list of land for 2 years, and if they're not purchased, then they get escheated to the county.
Escheated to the county. Okay. And where, and so do you think the county has escheated properties right now?
They could have, but you'd have to contact them.
Okay. And what, do you have that phone number?
Let me get it for you.
Good boy. Yeah.
Their number is going to be 352
Mm-hmm.
486
Mm-hmm.
5218.
5218. Okay.
And they have a sale. I think they have one once or twice a year. So I don't know that they're going to have any this year. So you can ask them if when they're planning on having another sheeted sale for next year, and they can give you that information.
Okay. Very good. Very good. Do you think, I'm going to ask you a question, and you, of course, you don't have to answer, but do you think that the number of investors that you guys have seen coming through the auctions and so forth has increased or decreased?
Oh, definitely. Yeah. We've had to hold our auctions at a bigger facility because we have so many people coming.
Oh, and that was based on even just the last auction.
That's been based off probably the past year or two.
The past year or two?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Why do you think that is?
Yep. I don't know. People are, I guess they're just interested and they're finding out about them. And people are, a lot of people are moving this way.
Yeah. From out of state, I take it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Are you from Levy County?
Uh-huh.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I'm gonna see if
they come from all over Florida. We have people come from Miami and Orlando. I mean, they're coming from all over coming here to our auction.
So they're driving from all over Florida to bid at the auction.
Yep.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so it's pretty competitive.
Yeah.
That's amazing. That's amazing.
Yep.
What about the number of people that have purchased properties that you've seen that they made a bad purchase and they want to come back and say, hey, that was not a good purchase? Do you guys experience that?
We don't really have. It's a buy at your own risk type thing. Once you buy it, it's yours. So.
Right. But do people try to still come back and say, hey, that was not what I thought?
No, we don't really have that. No.
You don't have that. Okay. The reason I'm asking that is because if you did, then they would show that people don't know what they're doing. But the fact that you don't, people do know what they're doing.
Yeah, no, we don't really have that.
You don't have that. Okay.
Yeah.
And how many properties typically do you have at the auction on average that you're auctioning off?
Typically anywhere from 30 to 60.
30 to 60 days? 30 properties.
Uh-huh.
And how could I find the properties that are going up for auction? I see here on the website there's a sale date. Can I just go through those and see what's okay?
That's exactly where you would look. So you just click sale date and then you look month by month.
Month by month.
So we have them scheduled all the way out till March.
Till March.
So you can look at each month.
Okay.
It's probably the easiest way to look at them.
That's probably the easiest. Okay. Okay. Well, hey, listen,
if they say sale by them, they're still for sale. If they say redeemed, that means someone paid for it, redeemed it, so it's no longer available.
Okay, I understand.
Okay.
Okay, well, thank you so much. Hopefully you'll see me
welcome.
at the auction soon.
Okay.
We'll see what happens.
All right, thank you.
Oh, thank you. Talk to you later. Bye-bye. All right, so I just found a beautiful, beautiful list here. All the people who are going to auction. Do you guys think they're going to be motivated to sell?
Yeah, just a little bit.
Yeah. So there's a ton right here. So this list right here is going to be great because the county does not mess around. They will foreclose on your property. They will absolutely foreclose on your property. and you can't do anything about it. They're final, so there's no redemption. If I know in Arizona there's a plenty of states that have a redemption period. Texas, where they foreclose on the property and then they have like a year to come back and pay for the taxes plus the interest and fees and so forth, and then they get their house back. Florida is not like that. Florida, you get the deed. There's nothing you can do. Once you have that deed, it's your house. So we have a lot of properties here. So that's how you do it. Can you guys do that? Can you guys make those phone calls?
Yeah.
You do that.
Like you did a lot of info gathering. And then I'm sorry, what was the list that you actually procured? People that did win an auction?
No. This list is people who are going to whose properties are going to go up for auction.
And you can beat them to the auction block if by calling them.
That's right. So what you do is you get on the phone with these guys and you say, hey, I'm calling because the county says that you're about to lose your property because you haven't paid your taxes. And sometimes they're not even aware of it. So you just, or a lot of times you're like, oh yeah. And see, here's the thing. I want you guys to understand one powerful thing. When somebody's behind on their mortgage, the mortgage company is constantly calling them and sending them letters and being very proactive at trying to get them caught up, because the mortgage does not want to have an REO added to their books. They're trying to get rid of properties, not keep them. They're not in the business of real estate. They're in the business of lending money, right? But the county doesn't work that way. If you haven't paid your taxes, they'll send you a notice, let you know, hey, you're behind. If you pay it before this date, it's going to be this much. And then once that date passes, they'll send you another notice and they tell you, hey, you got to pay it. These are the fees. But it's usually very small things that they send you. But they're not very persistent about it. So you can be pretty much the collections department for the county, and you can call them and just say, hey, I don't want you to lose your property, but if you have any issues with it, I'd like to purchase it from you. Might as well. I'll give you some money for it, rather than lose it to the county. I see here about right now that are going to the auction. I see, I don't see the number here. I would estimate 50, maybe like 6. No, this is 25. 50. So I would say 40 properties here that I can call. And these properties here, you guys, they're not on PropStream, because PropStream doesn't do live updates. So yeah, you may have some of them in there, but this is curated for you. This is up to date. Like, county employees are updating these daily. Like somebody, or not even daily, but as soon as somebody, either pays their taxes or, somebody owes, they'll add them to the list. So people are coming in and out of this list all the time, and the county's doing that. PropStream doesn't upload that fast. Not even ListSource, which is more powerful than PropStream. It's more expensive too. So they won't have that. So that is one county. So we have 50 opportunities here. We have 67 counties here in Florida. Let's just say you can get an average of 10 properties. We got 40 here, but let's just say conservatively 10 properties per county. That is, listen, you guys, that is 670 properties that we can constantly. That's why I said one person per state, because I want you guys to have that much opportunity. If we had 3 people per state or 4, you would have to divide all of that, and then you guys are competing with one another. That's why it's very important that you guys understand the power of being the only person in your state in this mastermind. So you would have 670 properties, not at one time, per year basis, but this is constantly people are getting behind on their property taxes. And the counties is updating this for you. The county has, most counties here in Florida have about at least 2 to 4 auctions per month. So you think about that. Let's just take, 4 auctions per month at the rate of, 10 potential deals for you guys times 67. So now you're talking 670 times 4. And this is a curated list for you guys, people who are truly in pain. I mean, you could even door knock on these people. That's how sure you are that these people need to do something about this property. You can door knock these people. So I see Mr. Rodney Bravo is losing his property. Charles Rappel, Stanford, somebody, Charles Lewis, Juan Garcia, Maria, Juanita Flores. I mean, you have all these people here. You have the names. You can pretty much have all the information you want and need to get them. This is what I would do if I was gonna get me a deal today. I'd go here, I'd skip trace him really fast. I'd probably try to find the one closest to me, and I go door knock and just have a conversation like I'm having with you guys. Just be real with them and say, I can help you. You can get yourself a deal. This deal here, you can get it literally. You can get that today. You can get it done. If you drive, I did this one time where I got this entire list and I drove all around Florida. I got myself a car that I wanted to put a lot of miles into. And it took me 6 months to go through that one list. And I drove all around Florida. Guess how many deals I got? I did about, it took me about, I don't know, maybe 6 months. I can't remember. But all I did is just door knocked. That's all I did. I door knocked. And I got probably like 60, 70 deals maybe. And that's all I did. It's so easy. It's so easy to do that. The problem with getting your education from Flip with Rick and all these YouTubers is that they create competition for their own students. The reason I wanted to create this mastermind is because nobody's doing this right now and teaching it on YouTube, which means it doesn't make me smarter. I'm just saying that this strategy is not being pushed on YouTube that you guys can do. As a matter of fact, in Pueblo, Scott, there's a huge list that is county owned now that they can't sell. They have about I mean, this strategy alone can make you don't need to learn anything else. Just go to Pueblo and there's 4,500 properties right now in the county that the county cannot sell, and they haven't foreclosed on because they can't foreclose it. They can only foreclose if they have a willing buyer, okay, that comes in and buys that lien, because Colorado is a tax lien state. So they have 4,500 properties that are sitting right now on their tax rolls. All you would have to do in Colorado there, Scott, just in Pueblo County, what you can do is get a hold of, you have 4,500 people right there that you can call and you can say, hey, I know that you're in trouble here because the county is in trouble. Let's work out a deal. Let's just say you do 10% of that. That is 430 properties you can do.
Yeah.
And what you can do there is you can seller finance those deals. So buy them as a seller finance, sell them as a seller finance, and you can do it that way.
Okay. No, with
and that would be like
tax liens. Does the seller have to have that money up front before he can actually like sign for the closing, or can that be taken out of his out of the sale of the home?
The buyer's money is what's gonna cure the lien. So for example, there's a lot of people, we talked at the beginning of this call, we talked about, being at the beach and versus, the mountains and the snow and stuff like that. Well, there's a lot of people interested to buy something by the mountains like that in Colorado that live here in Florida. And you can say, hey, how about I can sell your property owner financed? All you got to do is give me, let's say, $10,000 down. That covers your wholesale fee, right? Plus it covers the liens. In real estate, you can't do what people are doing to be successful. You got to carve your own niche. And this right here, and I just gave you that. I know that because I've looked at those liens before. And I just showed you how to do it here in Florida. Florida is very competitive. You heard her say, hey, everybody's moving down here, blah, blah. So it's very competitive. Colorado is not like that. Colorado is not as competitive. I don't care what anybody says. People are moving to Florida more than any other state, in Texas, probably.
Yeah, people are leaving Colorado like flies. I've already had 3 friends leave Colorado for Florida. That's right.
But you also have, what if those friends would have a nice little property where they can vacation? That's what people want. People want to live somewhere where they want to live, but they want to have also a secondary property that they can visit and stuff. And Colorado gives you that. That's one great thing about Colorado. It makes you feel like, you can go to the mountains and get away from everybody. And you can do that. You can give people that dream if you know how to angle it, how to sell it. Now, those properties there, I'm going to tell you something. This is going to make you go crazy. You can buy, I've seen those liens in Colorado. You can be the owner of that property for about $200. You can own it. And yet you can sell it as a seller finance deal for, let's just say, like I was saying, $10,000 down, right? And then $25 a month for 30 years with increases every year, so a variable what's it called, annual percentage. So you can do that. So you can go from 25 to like $100 a month, right? But it's still very cheap. People own property. I mean, you can ask yourself, would you take advantage of an opportunity like that? And the answer is most of us would. I mean, you're buying property at the foothills of a beautiful mountain right there in Pueblo, which is called Greenhorn, I think it is, Greenhorn. And you can see the mountain peaks and stuff with snow and so forth. And you can own a piece of paradise like that. It's beautiful. It really is beautiful. So that opportunity you could do that today. You could do that. So don't underestimate the power of this mastermind, you guys. I hope this has been educational for you guys. I hope I've given you a lot of meat here. It's all for free. I didn't charge you a dime. And I hope I pointed you in the right direction, not only in the thinking wise, but how you can make a ton of money very, very soon, very fast. You don't need a ton of resources. This is something that you can do yourself today. This is just one strategy that I showed you today with these tax liens and these phone calls, etc. We're going to have a lot more strategies like that coming up, so you guys can get a ton of deals. But these deals you can do before the end of the year. Do you guys believe me?
Yes.
That's good. That's what I'm hoping. That's what I'm praying on.
Fantastic. Fantastic. Well, you guys, thank you for being here. Make sure that you guys stay engaged in the group, okay? We're not allowing anybody there that is going to be a competitor to you. There is plenty of deals out there that we can have, and we can get a lot of money, make a ton of profit, make a ton of wealth, generational wealth, which is the goal. That's my goal from this point forward. I think you guys will anything I say is going to click a lot more in your head because you kind of see the mindset behind it. So you guys make sure that you take full advantage of being here. You have any questions, ask them there. I know that it takes me a little while to reply because I'm doing other stuff. Like today I have to send at least 15 contracts plus the additional one from Joyce today. We have to send that one today. So I stay pretty busy. I do this obviously full time. And I can't see you guys be able to do this full time where you have more deals in your pipeline than you know what to do with. Showing you is better, I think, so what's it called? Documentation beats conversation. This is one of my CRMs. I hope you guys can see it. Yeah, you can see it. These are the deals I have in my pipeline. It says 227 up there. These are not leads that I'm prospecting. These are people who are like, okay, I need to sell. I want to sell it to you. So I stay very, very busy. If you guys want to plug into I just thought about this, okay? If you guys want to plug into my system and you guys want to do some of the deals I have, because I obviously can't reach that many people myself, send me a private message and let me know that you want me to plug you into my systems. That way you call, you set the structure and stuff like that, and then we send the contract and you start making money. That's another way to go into and do deals fast, which is plug into people who know what they're doing and just go to them business to business, right? And say, hey, look, I'm trying to, get my first deal. Do you have lead flow that I can help you tackle? I can make the calls for you. You let me know what to say. So I'm offering that to you guys. You guys don't have to do that because I'm here and I have deal flow. So you guys can call and we can make money. But that's a strategy you guys can utilize as well. Any questions? Probably you guys have a ton, but let's pick a couple questions and then call it a day.
Are your leads, are they just in Florida or is it all over your deals that you're doing?
I have leads all over. I have, from coast to coast. Yeah.
Okay. That's awesome.
Yeah. Say again.
I said that's awesome. And he said that's good to know.
I have some leads in Denver also. I don't have any in Springs, I don't think. Okay. I had some in Pueblo. I can send those to you. You can follow up if you want, brother. And
yeah, absolutely. Send them to me.
Yeah, I can do that. I have some in Kansas City. I think one of you guys was trying to do Kansas. I can't remember.
Yeah, I'm already working with a title company that's familiar with double closing. So I already have a title company to work with.
Fantastic. Yeah. Let's do this together and make a ton of money. Thank you guys for being here. Hopefully you guys liked it. Hopefully I was able to help you guys out.
Absolutely.
Yes, you were awesome, Ben. Great information. How often are you doing these? You're so helpful.
Well, I just got tired of seeing people, Joyce was telling me that she just got scammed $800 last week or something.
Oh, God.
So, yeah, it's very sad. I mean, yeah. I want you guys to see this as a family. Nobody's going to take advantage of you here. We are going to do this together. We definitely are a family and we need to treat us a family. That's what I'm striving to do, because you don't take away from family. You don't scam your own family. If you do, then you're a very bad person. You don't scam your own family. You know what I mean? So I want you guys to know that. So, all right, you guys, appreciate you.
Thank you.
All right, you guys have a good day. Let's get to work. All right, bye-bye, you guys.
Bye.